This is an introductory lesson on functions. So it starts with a definition of functions, input and domain, and output or range. And it explains that this is called a mapping diagram. It's actually a flow chart that shows input and output values. So students are on slide 4 are given 3 mapping diagrams, and they have to determine whether they are functions. Does every x have only one y? So if it is a function, they're just going to type an x in the box. And then the next one, they're shown how to create ordered pairs from a mapping diagram. So for -6, your domain would be 4, so it's going to type in a 4. For -5, it would be 3, and so on. And then they're given a mapping diagram where they need to find the range. So if the domain is 6, the range is -2. And they just type that in. And then they're shown ordered pairs, groups, 3 groups of ordered pairs, and they have to determine whether it's a function. So obviously not on the first one because their input has more than one output. So just put an X below if it is a function. On the next slide, they're just going to be moving these dots, so they just click and hold, and then plot these 3 points. And then they're shown the vertical line test, how to determine whether it's a function on a graph. So all they have to do is click on this red line, and then they choose the right arrow button on their keyboard. And they can see that this is not a function because it touches the graph twice in 2 different places. So this is not a function. And then they're given 2 more graphs to determine whether a function. So they're just going to, again, click on the red line, and this one, click on the right arrow. And they can see that it never touches the graph twice or more than once, so it is a function. The second one, same thing, click on it, left arrow. So here they can see that it does touch the graph twice, so it is not a function. I'm just going to type an X in the box below the one that is a function. And I've got 2 more to try. This one, it's a vertical line, so that means it cannot be a function because it touches in several locations. So again, they're going to move those red lines. So neither one of these is a function. And then they've got an equation for a line, so they're going to determine 3 points, and they're going to move these black dots. So they can see that the y-intercept is 1. That means they can move one of these black dots to 1 on the y-axis. If the slope is 2, then they just go up 2 to the right 1, or to the left 2, or to the left 1, down 2, and that would be their line. So a vertical line test, it would be a function because it's never going to cross that line and touch in more than one place. Okay, and then they're shown how to find the function from a table. Again, every x should only have one y, so they're going to put an x below the tables that are functions. And then we look at equations. They're given this function, y equals 3x plus 2, and does this ordered pair satisfy the function? Is this point on the line? So all they do is take their x value, substitute for the x here, and solve to see if they get the answer of the y. So in this case, if I put 3 in place of x, I'd get 9 plus 2, and y equals 11. So this one they would type a yes. Then they're given a table, they're given a function, they have to figure out the y values. And then it ends with sentence frames. So they're just going to move these terms into the correct place in the sentence frame. Now all of the completed slides are on here for the teacher. So if you want to assign it to the students, just come up here to File, make a copy of the entire presentation, and just delete the completed slides for the students.